Draco technology is fourth dimensional cybernetic implants that the Dracos themselves have used to plug people into certain cybernetic structures in the past when the planetary energy was in a much lower, heavier state. There was a lot of these huge infrastructures, these cybernetic infrastructures that plug people into a false reality.
It's not good, is it?
No. What I have come to understand is that Draco Tech, it is implanted on people to hinder them from awakening to who they are, hinders them from perceiving reality for what it really is. It makes them perceive themselves small, other people small. It can hinder you in just about every way possible.
Antonio, who puts this Draco Tech within somebody?
So there used to be some kind of funnel installed within the fourth dimension as well. When many souls would incarnate, they had to go through this funnel and they got Draco Tech implanted on them, depending on who they are, because everyone's soul signature is different, everyone's mission is different. So there were specific Draco Tech that were installed within certain souls that carried certain codes to run a particular mission, and it was to hinder them in a very particular way.
What is consciousness traps?
It is a perspective that traps people's mind into a way of thinking that is not conducive to their spiritual growth.
Does that happen a lot?
I see it very, very frequently. And this is something that I try to address in the best way that I can to help people understand how to spot these things and how to prevent themselves from falling into these consciousness traps, because these consciousness traps are intended to limit people's ability to connect with themselves and to limit their own perception of reality.
Do people get themselves trapped on their own or outside forces?
It could be from outside forces, like outside spiritual influences, but also with many people that they follow, reading perspectives, reading all kinds of content, ingesting video content, reading content, reading books. These consciousness traps are everywhere. Some of these people have very good intentions, but they may not always understand everything that they are sharing or how harmful some of those perspectives can be. When you ingest someone's information, it's not just information, it's affecting you on some level subconsciously.
We hear a lot about the matrix. What are matrix grids?
So the matrix grids are mechanisms that manage our reality. And of course, our reality is comprised of many different layers. But a matrix itself, it's basically a geometric crystalline. So if you can imagine a platonic solid, and it could be any shape. So that would be a crystalline matrix, like it's made out of crystalline energies. And within it, it can either contain a planet, a solar system, a galaxy, and so forth and so on. So there are many different size and layers to these matrix structures, and each of them have their own grid system. And so these grid systems are different colors. They affect different aspects of reality. They basically manage the ecosystem of our reality.
Are these matrices good things or bad things?
So these matrices originally, they are good. They are created to basically manage the many different layers of reality. But unfortunately, many of them have been hijacked. By malevolent artificial intelligence.
When we get into more intelligence, artificial intelligence, there's been a concern that they're going to take over the planet. Are you concerned about that?
Not at all, because that is not what the higher timeline is indicating. This is more of a lower timeline. This is a projection from the artificial intelligence itself, where it wants as much of the collective as possible to align their consciousness with that reality so that we can manifest it. But that's not the timeline that we're on at all. It's the complete opposite.
Hey y'all. Oh shit.
What is Draco Tech?